time?
Channeling is information coming through a person from the other side, and it flows through and they speak. Trance channeling, on the other hand, is where the person's consciousness doing the channeling drops out of the way, so there's no interpretation, and the being coming through comes through like in Ghost. So the person doing the trance channeling is unaware of what's going on at the time.
Okay. So this is more like with the movie Ghost. Similar, yeah.
But the being just doesn't go like that, but it's very similar. A lot of times you can have where the voice changes, the personality changes. Sometimes the person gets sick afterwards or whatever if you don't, the spirit doesn't know how to tone itself down. All kinds of things. A lot of people who've wound up in mental institutions were actually trance channeling and not multiple personalities.
Exactly. Not crazy.
But they didn't know that beings were popping through them.
Exactly. And when I began trance channeling 2 years ago, I had a number of difficult moments because being a grandmother, I wanted to make sure that I could visit my grandson anytime, and if I was getting all these beings coming through and all of that, how safe was that? You know, and so that was a concern. I thought I was going crazy. And so over a period of time, I've learned that the beings that come through, they take care of Susan. The energy is toned down at a level that I can tolerate and accept. It used to be that a day and a half later, I'd feel that energy still. And one of the things, too, I needed to become very, very conscious of, and that the beings that came through always wanted me to take care of my body. It's not good for me to trance channel under certain conditions, like if I haven't eaten all day, and different things like that, at least not for long periods of time. And so...
Well, I think we've given them a good background,
good
so
idea.
let's get started.
Okay.
Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dream a little dream of me.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great.
I am Dream.
Who are you?
I am Dream. I'm dragging like a big energy. I do. You are a wonderful, beautiful lady.
But this
You are
beautiful
such
lady
a
has a
healer.
beautiful question for you.
You do? Okay.
Well, the question that I have is, what can we people in the U.S. learn about this situation that's happening in our Gulf states? Is there some big lesson that we need to be aware of?
Like there's a lot of rain and stuff? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, a lot of rain and stuff.
Yes, a lot of rain and stuff. A lot of it, though, is it was time for people to start waking up to see that the Earth is changing and moving in a different direction, different path, which also makes the planet get different, too. And the weather starts moving and changing around. And so what happens is you get the big wind and big water and things start to change. And that's slowly starting to happen, but you're going to see more and more and more of it happening. And a lot of it is because for so long people didn't take care of their place where they live. They didn't keep their house clean. So this is a way of cleaning it out. It cleans it all out. Then what happens is then later on people get moved out, and that's what's happening now. People are being moved into a different area. And it's going to be very important that people don't get sick and pass things out by the air because it's breathing stuff. And so when they come from this place where they swam around in the water a lot, then they come over and they get over here where you are now. It's a relocation. And then they get relocated. But some of it is inside breathing things that could be a problem. So they need to make sure that is okay.
Okay. So you're warning us that when people come from that area, they may be bringing flus and germs.
Yes. And it's an old kind of like influenza. That's an old word, but it's very much like that again. And it goes in the air. It flies around the air and people could breathe it.
I see.
But what I do see is there's a lot of earth changes, a lot of movement in how everything happens right now on all of our many different levels of energy. Yes, and so it's changing and moving, and more people. You may know in the last 2 weeks it's been hard to sleep, huh? That's a part of it. It's hard to sleep. So if it's hard to sleep, then it's also sometimes, other people say, oh my goodness, I never stay up at 2 or 3 in the morning, but I can't sleep. And it's all the shifting and the moving and the energy, which helps to people who are growing and growing and growing to grow even more and grow bigger and better.
So it's not about having too much caffeine.